It is 6 a.m. on our Thursday morning and another day of headaches for Southwest passengers. The airline already canceled more than 2,300 flights nationwide today. Thanks for being with us here at 6 a.m. I'm Evan Irani in for Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Irampour. This morning, some rival airlines are stepping in, trying to help people get home through their planes. CBS 8's Chris Grow live at San Diego International Airport to show us what's happening there now this morning. Good morning, Chris.
Yeah, good morning. And still we're seeing those bags just sprawled out across the food court and in other places, supposed to be waiting for those passengers that had their flights canceled to come pick them up. But a lot of people don't know if and where their luggage is or even how to claim it. A lot of confusion going on at airports across the nation. But imagine you've been separated from your bag for several days and you finally get to locate it. Well, this is the reaction of what happened to this man in Chicago with exactly that same scenario.
I just haven't had this bag in a week. I've been wearing other people's clothes. I want to wear my wardrobe. And just have your possessions, right? I mean, so that's got to be the thought process of maybe hundreds, if not thousands of passengers across the nation that are still not reconnected with their luggage, or maybe still not even home right now after that holiday surge of cancellations that are still ongoing. Now, we here at CBS 8 want to help you, especially if you've been impacted by this. So there are a couple of things that you can do. If you're trying to rebook a flight, you don't want to go through Southwest anymore. You're trying to find maybe somebody who you think is more trustworthy during this time. Well, American and United are offering special price capping for those who have been impacted by these cancellations. They are doing that in some cities. So when you go ahead and book your flight through either of those two airlines, try to see if there is a price cap going on. There are also on the Southwest website new features where impacted and canceled trip travelers can go to rebook their flights, request refunds, and submit info on those missing bags. But important to remember, a lot of times that website is crashing because Southwest doesn't work through a third party. You have to go into the Southwest Airlines website, which is causing it to crash at some times. If your flight was canceled, you can also request a full refund to your original payment method, and that's going to be for flights from Christmas Day through January 2nd. Now, we spoke with a former airline manager about what Southwest is doing, what they're advertising that they're doing, and what more they could do, and he mentioned this in particular about food and other vouchers.
Southwest is saying, well, send your receipts into us to a specific address and then we'll reimburse you. Now, how long that's going to take for them to get through all of that and process those refunds, we'll have to see.
Yeah, those refunds, asking for vouchers. A lot of people having headaches right now, just trying to go through all of this. Some of them just trying to say, hey, look, I'll eat the money, so to speak. And I just want to get to my destination. I want to get home. I don't want to have to go through the headache of submitting receipts as well, too. But again, you look at what we're seeing here at the San Diego International Airport, and this is something that we're seeing at airports across the nation. So it's important to remember, if you are booking through Southwest anytime soon, make sure you're checking your flight status. Evan and Netta.
All right, Chris. Yeah, that free refund process likely take weeks, if not months still for so many people. Thank you for that update. This travel mess, and it could get even worse amid severe weather that's expected to hit the West Coast yet again. There's a strong storm system bringing hurricane force winds, heavy rain, and snow here to California, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, New Mexico. The weather being blamed for crashes that left 5 people dead. That was in Oregon. The storm also knocked out power for thousands of people. And then this coming weekend, as Evan's been showing us, more rain is on the way here, but more snow to the north of us, raising fears of devastating flooding in drought-stricken regions.
This morning, a local organization says that it is welcoming up to 300 asylum seekers a day. The San Diego Rapid Response Network says that their resources are being stretched to capacity now. The group says many of these migrants can't go to other parts of the country because of the ongoing issues related to flights impacted by weather. This also comes after Border Patrol dropped off migrants at local transit stations. According to the UT, the county estimates 880 people were left at bus stations from Friday through Monday. Meantime, thousands of migrants remain in legal limbo after a Supreme Court order left Title 42 in place while legal challenges play out. Rosa Flores is in El Paso, Texas, with one family story.
4-year-old Ajayder and his dad Angelo Sanchez are in line at this El Paso Catholic church that turns into a migrant shelter, hoping for a warm place for the night. Sanchez says he left his native Colombia because his son was hungry.
He says that his soul breaks when his son asks him for food and he can't give him any food.
The windburn on Ajayder's face, a sign he endured the recent frigid conditions out in the elements without a jacket.
So he describes that this is what his son was wearing throughout the journey.
Sanchez and his son are part of the growing number of migrants who, despite the threat of Title 42, which allows border agents to swiftly expel some migrants to Mexico, are flocking to the southern border, turning themselves into authorities, and some are allowed to stay in the United States pending their immigration cases. Tuesday's Supreme Court order keeps Title 42 in place while the legal challenges play out in court. It's deemed a win for the Republican-led states who want to keep the Trump-era pandemic public health rule. But even President Joe Biden says its end is overdue.
The court is not going to decide until June, apparently, and in the meantime we have to enforce it. But I think it's overdue.
While Sanchez waits, one of the church volunteers allows women with children to enter.
Why did you decide to come to the United States now?
Like many migrants we've talked to, he says he thought the border was open.
He says that he learned about it on Facebook.
You'll see triple strand concertina wire.
The Texas National Guard has erected miles of fencing in the El Paso area to change that perspective.
This sends a clear message. Do it the right way or don't come in.
The long lines of migrants that were here 2 weeks ago, all gone.
Te duele.
As the temperature dips nearly 10 degrees and no word yet if dad and son will gain entry into the shelter, Ajayder points to the windburn on his face and says it hurts. Inside the shelter, the priest that runs it says 2 weeks ago 50 migrants needed shelter. Now he has to turn people away. Many of them sleep on the street.
We try to do what we can. We're a church. We've got limited resources.
Then a sign of hope. There's room for men with children, and Sanchez is next. A prayer answered.
He says that faith moves mountains.
For a father who says he just wants to work to provide for his son.
And that was Rosa Flores reporting. The Supreme Court will hear arguments on Title 42 in February. But as you heard the president say, a final decision not even expected until sometime in June. Right now, many people here locally being urged to stay out of the water at our local beaches. So you see on this map, this is an updated view from San Diego County. The yellow and red that you saw shows there was too much runoff, too much bacteria. County crews, they're also getting ready for more rain this weekend. So they've been seen clearing storm drains, and that's what they're doing there, making sure the leaves are not piled up in there because we do have more rain coming. So let's send it over to Evan to see how much we can expect. I mean, it's going to kind of disrupt people's New Year's plans.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like right into the new year as people are celebrating the clock striking midnight. Might be just about the time that those showers are going to start to pop up around North County and down toward the South Bay. It'll be traveling from north to south. So we'll see it mainly affecting areas like Oceanside and Carlsbad first, and then traveling farther south from there. Looking at what we have on satellite radar right now, minimal activity along our coastline and inland. The activity that we do see right now across our mountains and deserts has largely subsided, and there are just a few remaining spots of drizzle. Observed totals, pretty minimal. High temperatures this afternoon are going to be in the low 60s, 63 for your coastline, 61 for your inland valleys. Notice the cloudy symbol there. We're expecting a decent number of clouds to be joining us today and tomorrow, as we still don't necessarily leave this wet weather pattern, but we do get a little bit of a break. So we're not expecting much in terms of observed totals coming in. What we are looking at is this high surf advisory. You just heard Netta talking about how it suggested people stay out of the water. Well, in combination with it not even being 72 hours out from this last rain event, when you add that to 5 to 8 foot waves, probably a good idea to avoid the water for now. That's from your San Diego coastline all the way up through Orange County. High surf advisory. It expires at 4 p.m. today. We're watching this atmospheric river as it hits northern California and then travels south from there, and watch the timing throughout Saturday into Sunday. We're going to see it just head south from San Francisco all the way through LA and then into San Diego. Let's take a look at drive times. As you head out the door, your traffic this morning, it's 6:10, very quiet, and this week really has been quiet thus far. We have green on the screen there, meaning you are looking at 60-mile-per-hour commutes, an 8-minute commute from the 54 to the border on the 5, and a 7-minute commute from the 125 to the 15 on the 52 westbound. Netta?